We're now joined in the Infield Media Center by today's winner of the Autism Speaks 400, driver the number 18, M&M's Toyota, Kyle Busch. Kyle, tell us about your run today.
It was a really good run for us. Real proud of the guys in this M&M's Camry team. They did a nice job, and I think that the race off pit road there at the end really won it for us, being able to nick ahead of the 48 there and kind of coax him into speeding a little bit. So I don't know if that happened or not, but I'm going to say it did. We fought through the beginning part of the race and through the middle part of the race just being too loose, and then about lap 260 we finally got it together and got enough rear grip in the car where we started working on some speed and trying to get back going on the beginning part of the runs, and it worked for us. We had things fall our way today, and fortunately we had a great race car that we unloaded with off the truck, and that's a testament to Dave Rogers and his team on what all they've done over the off season and through the past few weeks to prepare ourselves for where we're at today. So really good work by everybody.
We're also joined by today's winning team owner, Coach Joe Gibbs. Coach, your thoughts on today's race? Rolling some hard-fought battle.
Great day for us. A lot of the Mars family was here. Victoria, David, the girls, everybody was here, and it's a big deal for us. Yesterday was combos, and today was M&M's. It was a thrill for all of us. They're such a great family. As everybody knows here, you got to have great sponsors, if you're going to be in this league. And we got a great sponsor there. I really appreciate them. And Kyle, I don't know that you can say much. Came close to sweeping the whole weekend, and really proud of him and the whole team. Dave, I think we got a great group there, and obviously the support group back home. You can't emphasize that enough. So we're thrilled to be here.
Thank you. We'll now open it up to questions from the media. Again, as courtesy, state your name and affiliation. We'll start here up front, and we'll go to Vince.
Hi, Rich Johnson with Fox News Radio. Kyle, how much of that was Jimmy psyching himself and you psyching him? And have you been on the bad end of one of those before?
Yeah, I've done the same thing. I wouldn't say that we psyched Jimmy out. I mean, he's won 4 championships, so he's pretty much been through all the head games in this world. But it was just it kind of turned our way today. Unfortunately for those guys, they got busted for speed, and we weren't able to beat them outright and race them around to the end of the race, the last 30 laps. But I feel like our car was good enough where we could at least challenge him for it. And I'm going to go on a limb and say that we could have beat him today, with or without the penalty. But he had a fast race car all day, and it was a fun battle there, racing him through the last 100 laps or so that we had.
Okay, we've got Vince, and we'll go to Don, then DC, and then to Comcast DC in the back.
This is Vince Bonfigley, WNJC Radio. Kyle, pretty impressive weekend. Little misfortune on Friday night. Do you think the more laps you run, the better you wind up for Sunday?
That's kind of the plan. That's the way I've always done it, and that's why I've always raced as much as I race. But for me, I think the biggest thing is just going through this weekend, learning as much as I could about the tires and making sure that I had good race cars. And when you have one good race car, then you know what you need in the rest of them. And so I had such a great truck that I thought some of the things through for the nationwide car, and again, some of the things through for the Cup car. So it all helps though when we unload with competitive cars every single race. So that helped, of course, too.
We're also now joined in here by today's winning crew chief, Dave Rogers. Dave, your thoughts on from the top of the box?
What a race. Just proud of this entire M&M's 18 Toyota Camry race team. Yesterday in practice we had a car that could win the race. And I just watched the track take rubber, and I thought it was going to be more like it used to be 5-6 years ago. And I didn't tighten the car up as much as Kyle and I talked about after happy hour, and we paid the price for it today. We worked our tails off, tightening the car up, getting it where Kyle could drive it. But I'm just real proud of this race team, real proud of Kyle for never giving up and putting ourselves in a position to win it at the end.
Thank you. We'll resume with questions with Don.
Kyle, I'm back here somewhere. Is it almost amusing that in the course of the last 2 months, 6, 7, 8 weeks ago, we were talking about one organization was always in the right place at the right time, and things fell their way, and they're winning too much, and now we have one organization, now we have another organization that's won 5 out of 7, and you're in position and things are falling your way. Is it funny how that just evolves?
It is. It's always fun when it is your way instead of the other way around. But for the way that we've run and for as hard as Dave Rogers worked, I think the hard work's paying off. I mean, that's what it comes down to, is just what all you're able to put together through the off season and through this year with our cars and stuff. So, I mean, it's really been fun to work with these guys and to kind of revive the 18, if you will, and put it back into victory lane this year. I mean, we've been working real hard at just keeping my head in the game more, and it seems to be working a little bit too. So, again, Dave mentioned we were off a little bit in the beginning of the race and just too loose for the first 200 laps, and finally we got it tightened up enough where we could drive it, and we put ourselves in position. And when you're in position, you're going to get wins sometimes, and sometimes you're going to get second through fifths. Last week we were in position to get a second. We over-adjusted a little bit on the last stop, and we got a seventh out of it. Still a respectable finish, but not quite where we wanted to, but we'll take it.
David
Caravella, NASCAR.com. Kyle, now is there any more disappointment over Friday and not sweeping the whole thing? And I mean, what kind of a feather in your cap do you think that would be if you were able to come into a 3-race weekend and sweep the whole thing?
I told you it was going to be. Well, I didn't tell you guys. I told Claire yesterday that I was going to be mad when I won this race because I knew that I had a shot to sweep the whole weekend. But it's always if you miss out on the first one, the last one seems to be a little easier. If you get the first two, the last one seems to be the hardest. So it's inevitable. It is what it is. It's not going to hurt my feelings too bad to go home Monday or to go to bed tonight knowing that I lost Friday. I'm going to think more about today and what this Sprint Cup Championship means more than what winning in one of my trucks does. I want to win anything I can get in, but if I got to give one up that way, I'd rather give it up Friday than Sunday.
I will say that the last time one manufacturer swept a weekend in 3 events was here at Dover in 2008. It was Toyota on that date as well.
I think I got 2 of those.
I think you're probably right. Getting 2.
Coach Gibbs, Chuck Davis, Comcast Sportsnet, Washington, D.C. Hey, your team has won. You're perfect in the month of May, 3 for 3, and you guys have won 5 of the last 7 races. What does that say about your organization as a whole?
Well, I think, first of all, quite a bit's been made of that over the last week or so. You can kind of get her on a run in pro sports, but the thing that I'm always conscious of, the knuckle sandwich is waiting right around the corner in pro sports. We're just getting started really here. I'm thrilled that we've been on, the last 7-8 weeks have gone so well for us, but the reality is that can all turn in a week. And so it always makes me, that's one of the things, I guess, about pro sports that the 2 that I've been in, and particularly this sport. We got great teams out there. We've talked about the 48, and to say that we're there, that would be ridiculous. As Kyle mentioned, they pretty much dominated things. They had a great car again today. So I think we're just getting started, but it's exciting for us to know that we have, over the last 8 or 9 weeks, started to get on a roll, and I think it was good today that our other 2 cars were in the top 10. I was thrilled with that. Joey kind of got hit on pit road, or I think he might have been a little higher than that. And Denny started off with a very tough situation and overcame that. So I think you always, to me, in pro sports in particular, you're always just stay humble and get after it. That's about it.